Hey everyone, so I'm just going to take a few minutes here to show you my journey box and kind of explain it to you. Um, in my document about my actual lesson and things like that, it has this link up here that should go to my Nearpod, which is what I used for this. So hopefully you can access it. If not, let me know. So here's my Nearpod. I chose to explore Ellis Island with third graders. I have my essential question there. And then I also have recordings down here. And I have them on almost every single slide, kind of explaining what we're talking about for the slide and kind of directions for where we're going next. So I'm going to keep moving on here. So I started out with an open-ended question, kind of just trying to gauge what students know about Ellis Island, if anything, at this point. So they can type in the response here. And then next, I just have some pictures here. Most of the information will be in this recording. This one is just kind of like an introduction to Ellis Island, and I wanted to show some of the original documents that were used. There's two maps here of Ellis Island, the inspection cards that they would have used, and then this postcard with some writing on it. I just thought that was pretty cool. So then we go into listening to the first chapter of What Was Ellis Island by this teacher. Unfortunately, I don't own this book, so I couldn't record it myself, so I just thought I'd add that in there as well, just to kind of give an overview of Ellis Island. And then I kind of go through the who, what, when, where, why type of format here to kind of explain the information that was talked about in the video that was previous. And again, I have my recordings down here to kind of really talk them through it. And then these are just different types of resources. So I added in these graphs and tables of the different types of immigrants from different heritages and countries, just to kind of give them a different view of the information and kind of see who was coming through Ellis Island. And then I have this resource that helps them learn more about young immigrants that have recently immigrated from the United States. So I thought this would be interesting to see how things are the same and how they are different for immigration today. So there's a lot of information here that I thought was kind of cool to look at. And then I kind of stopped here for a second to take a poll to see how foggy or unclear they are about the information, just so I can, know which students to reach out to if need be. I guess I should also make this known that this is supposed to be completely online, student guided, for a time like this where remote learning is pretty popular right now. So then here is the what did Ellis Island look like. I have some explanation in my recording, and then there's just a slideshow of a bunch of different pictures that I had found from Ellis Island. Next, we have when and where. I just included this kind of cartoonish map to make it a little bit more easy to see, because the real maps are kind of hard to identify with my recording. And then I have these cool 360-degree views of present-day Ellis Island. There's 3 of them. This is of the museum, but I thought this was a good opportunity for them to kind of put into context what it could have looked like back then. So then I am instructing the students to watch this quick recap video of the information, just to kind of wrap things up a little bit. And then I have them stopping and recording a Flipgrid post. And if you would like to go in here, I will have the ID available to you. I put in a lot of formative assessments just so that they can, I can gauge their understanding throughout this. On day 2, I'll be listening to this story called When Jesse Came Across the Sea. This just kind of gives us a perspective of the journey that they will be taking across the sea, and then they will be, guess I gotta enable that. Good thing I'm doing this. This is just a collaborative thing, kind of like a Padlet that they can share some things that they had noticed. And then there's a simulation that they can go through that kind of takes them through the life of what an immigrant may have gone through. That's the end of day 2. And then the final expedition, they are just going to watch this short video. It's just a song that shows a bunch of different pictures of Ellis Island. And I wanted to use this as a kind of a reflective tool that students can just like take some time to relax and think about all that they've learned, and then they can complete their final expedition, as I call it. So they have 3 options for their final project. The first option is the journal entries, 3 of them, kind of explaining their journey to America, on the boat, the experience at arriving at Ellis Island, and why they wanted to come to Ellis Island. The second one is a song and a rap about Ellis Island, kind of just, giving as much information as they can. And then the third one is a comic strip or cartoon describing the journey from Europe. And all this stuff is explained in more depth in my recording. So that's it for my Nearpod. I hope you like it. And yeah, thanks.